Hi guys, today I'm going to do an about me video. I've compiled a list of questions that someone might find interesting, and I'm gonna give you all the answers to my questions, and it'll just help you get to know me a little bit more as a person, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to check out our other videos. We're doing a video every day for April, so check those out. We're doing all kinds of videos, hauls, get to know us, vlogs, all kinds of things. So husband's also doing a couple of videos as well to get to know him a little bit better. So don't forget to check out all our other videos, and if you like them, give us a like, leave some comments for us, and don't forget to subscribe and get notified by smashing the bell button as well. So let's get started with the questions. Right, middle name. I don't actually have a middle name. I always wanted one, but because my full name is Georgina, my mum and dad thought it was a long enough name as it was, so they just gave me the fourth full formal name. So I always wanted to be called Samantha, Georgina Samantha, for some reason. I don't know why, but that was my name that I always wanted as a middle name. Favourite colour, pink. I was obsessed with pink a little bit going back a few years, not so much now, but I do it more for Anya now. But pink, I had everything pink. I even had a pink car at one point, so yeah, pink, my favourite colour. Cats or dogs? Definitely dogs. I'm not a keen cat person at all. Ian's really highly allergic, so we couldn't have one even if I liked them. But we are definitely doggy people, and we've got two doggies. We've got a 16-year-old Cocker Spaniel called Blue, and we've got a 4 going on 5-year-old Chihuahua called Tinkerbell. How many countries have I visited? Only 2, and that would be Canada and America. I love both of those, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't holiday anywhere else for the foreseeable future, because there's so many places within those 2 countries that I adore, that I want to visit, and I want to take the kids to and stuff like that. So those are my 2 favourite countries at the minute, so I can't see us going anywhere else just for the next few years. So yeah. Have I gone to college or university? Yes, I've done both. I went to college years ago and trained as a hairdresser. I was a hairdresser for quite a few years, and then when I hit 30 I decided I wanted to go to university, so I went back to college and did like an A-level equivalent course, and then I went to university for 4 years and I studied forensic anthropology, so I do have a BSc in forensic anthropology. Favourite subject in school? Probably history. I'm not great with history, to be honest, but I enjoyed that lesson more than any others. I love languages too. I actually wanted to be a linguist when I was in school, but it didn't quite work out because I wasn't very academic in those days. I was a bit lazy with my schoolwork. So yeah, probably French or German, or like I say, history was probably my favourite. And my worst subject in school was maths. I hated maths, and when I did my degree, because it was forensics, we had to do a lot of really hard calculations to do with the experiments and science, the chemical parts of it and the physics side of it, and it was horrendous. And we had to do a lot of statistical work, which was horrendous, but I got through it. I managed it. I'm not great with them, but I get through. But yeah, maths is my worst subject ever. Favourite drink? Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. When we're in America, sometimes I have Pib, because it is very similar. I think it's made by the Coca-Cola brand, but I don't think you can get it in the UK. But yeah, Dr. Pepper. Favourite animal? Favourite animal? I'd probably say cow. I know it's weird, but where I'm from, we're sort of in the middle of the country, and I love cows, especially calves. They are so cute, and I just think they're cute. I love them. So yeah, cows. Favourite perfume is actually, it's called Nina. I got a picture of the bottle. I can't remember what they're. Nina Ricci. Nina. I have tried the extreme one before. I don't really like that. It's just basically a stronger scent of this one, but it's very like fruity. It's like cherry and apples, got kind of that kind of scent. It's so nice. But yeah, that's my favourite perfume. Tea or coffee? Definitely coffee. As you know, if you've watched any of our vlogs, we go for coffee all the time. So definitely coffee. Favourite book? I'm just going to look at my bookshelf. Probably one of the Harry Potters. I can't really put a finger on which one exactly. Probably Order of the Phoenix. Or the Goblet of Fire. Either of those two. I can't choose between them, but yeah, probably one of those two is my my favourite. Favourite movie ever would be Halloween, the original 1978 John Carpenter Halloween. It scares the life out of me to this day. It frightens me to death. Michael Myers is one of those people that just terrifies me still. And they are apparently making another one this year. It's Jamie Lee Curtis in it again. It's sort of like as adults again now, so I'll see what it's like. But yeah, favourite childhood memory, probably just spending time with my grandparents, my family. Obviously, I don't know whether most of you know, if you've watched any of my other vlogs and stuff, my family has all passed away, all my grandparents and my parents. So yeah, probably I don't really have a favourite as such, but just lots and lots of memories of being with my family, lots of holidays with my grandparents. My grandparents came on holiday with us every year. Just little seaside towns throughout the UK, stuff like that, staying in little B&B apartments and stuff. But yeah, just spending time with family, and that's the kind of thing that I miss now, and I kind of wish that my kids would get a chance to have the grandparents with us when we go on holiday. But unfortunately for our kids, it's not something they're ever going to have. Not something they're going to miss out on because they've never had it, but it's something that I really, really treasure, is those times with my family when I was younger, spending time with them. So yeah. Siblings, I don't have any siblings. I am an only child, which has been good and bad. I was really, really spoiled. I got everything that I ever wanted from my parents and my grandparents, because I was an only grandchild on one side as well. So yeah, I was really, really spoiled, but I really missed out on having the siblings to play with. Like Ian, my husband, he's one of 6, and he always tells me about the times when they've all played together and they've done games and they've been on holiday and things like that. And that is something that I missed out on, because when you come home at night from meeting your friends or whatever, you haven't got anyone to play those games with or play with your toys with or anything like that. And my mum and dad both worked full-time, long hours, so I was kind of alone a lot of the time in the evenings. So yeah, it wasn't great, but I do appreciate that I got a lot more than anybody else would. If I'd have had siblings, I wouldn't have got what I had. So yeah. Favourite restaurant? Favourite restaurant in the UK? Probably, I know it's not a restaurant as such, but probably Five Guys, and just because it reminds me of Florida. There's one at the Trafford Centre and there's one in Liverpool now. I haven't been to the one in Liverpool, but we've been to the Trafford Centre quite a few times, and it just takes me back to Orlando and being there. It just brings me back. Just gives me those memories of Florida, and if I can get a little bit of Florida here, I will always take it. So that is my favourite restaurant here. My favourite restaurant in Orlando, I will be doing on a video coming up, so I'm not going to give that one away just here. PC or Mac? Definitely Mac. I have a MacBook, I have an iPad, I have an iPhone. I used to have a big iMac, but I got rid of it because I didn't really need it as much, and we've got a PC, so I didn't kind of need it after my university was done. I didn't need it, so I got rid of the iMac but kept my MacBook. but I am looking at getting another MacBook or something, and a newer upgraded one. So yeah. What phone do I have? I have the iPhone 8, not the Plus, just the normal one. I don't like the Pluses, they're way too big. So yeah, I've got an iPhone 8. One bad habit I have is biting my nails. I haven't bitten them loads. They are growing now because I've been using the nail teak stuff. But I do pick at them a lot. I used to peel them and pick holes in them and everything. I was terrible. But yeah, that is my worst habit, is biting my nails. So yeah, but I'm trying not to at the minute because they are growing nicely. So yeah. My favourite holiday destination, I'm sure you're all going to guess that straight away, which is Orlando. Not necessarily just Disney, Orlando in general. We love the Orlando area. We love Central Florida. We love going out to the coasts as well. So it's not just Orlando or just theme parks as such. We like the whole area really. We know we go out to Kennedy Space Center. We go out to the beach. We go out to Clearwater. We've been up to Silver Springs. We've kind of been all over the place really. So yeah, just Orlando in general. Even if we didn't do the parks, we'd love Orlando because we love the vibe and just being there and shopping and malls and things like that. So yeah. My bucket list holiday dream trip. I would like to do quite a few things. Japan is definitely on one of my list. An Alaska cruise is definitely on my list. But probably my dream trip would be Disneyland, California, and then an add-on going down to Hawaii and staying at Aulani, the Disney DVC resort there. I'd love to stay at Disneyland for maybe a week. And maybe a couple of days going out to Hollywood, doing Universal, going down to San Diego and doing SeaWorld and doing Santa Monica Pier and all that kind of LA type tourism, Hollywood type thing, and then flying out to Hawaii and maybe doing a week there. So maybe like a 2-week trip, but it is really expensive because Hawaii is really expensive, and then obviously I'd have to do 2 flights. I'd have to go to LA and then transfer from LA to Hawaii and then do the vice versa on the way back. So it would be quite expensive. So it is probably more of a bucket list trip, especially with the 4 of us. So yeah, that would be my dream trip. My biggest regret, I'd probably say when I met Ian. He feels a little bit guilty about this, but it really wasn't his fault. But when I met Ian, I sold my house, I left my job, I left my friends, I left my family, and I moved to Liverpool with Ian. And nothing against Liverpool at all, but it just, coming from a small little market town in the middle of the countryside, it was just shell shock. For me, it really sort of got to me in a way that I went very introvert. I didn't have much confidence. It kind of took me to to the point where when I went to university, really, that kind of brought my confidence back, and I became myself again, where I felt like myself, what I did when I first met Ian. So sort of those years where I was living in Liverpool and even working there, I didn't feel quite myself because it was very overwhelming, being away from everybody I loved and everything I knew and everywhere I knew, and the whole way of life was completely different living in a city compared to living in a small town. So yeah, that was probably my biggest regret, was moving there. And Ian says the same thing now as well, because we moved back to where I was originally from and we love it here because it's so much quieter, such a good, good place for kids to grow up, and it's just more of a relaxed way of life, and everything's much cheaper here because we're in in the middle of nowhere, if you like, and obviously city prices are much dearer, even like cabs and things like that. So yeah, that's probably my biggest regret. What am I scared of, apart from Michael Myers? Spiders. I am petrified of spiders. I can't watch them on the TV. I can't even see them crawling. Oh, it just sends me off. Hairs stand up on my back of my neck. And I think it's actually rubbed off on my daughter as well, because if she sees a fly or anything crawling, she thinks it's a spider. She is screaming hysterical. So I think I kind of rubbed off on her and she's picked up that fear of spiders. But yeah, it's a typical one, isn't it? A lot of people are scared of spiders, but I don't think there's anything that I'm ever going to do to get over it. So yeah. Do I have pets? Yes, I mentioned this earlier. We have 2 doggies. We've got Blueberry, who is 16. She's a Cocker Spaniel. And we have Tinkerbell, the 4, almost 5-year-old Chihuahua. Both females. We've had them from pups. Blue is more Ian's dog and Tinkerbell was my dog. I actually bought her just sort of a couple of months after my dad passed away, sort of to help, not help me grieve, but it was something that I was in a bad way really, because obviously when you lose both parents it's kind of final, and yeah, so I was in quite a bad way, and I always wanted a Chihuahua, and Ian was like, oh, I'm not having a Chihuahua, I'm not going to be this giant man walking around with this tiny little dog, but he wouldn't be without her now because he loves her to death. So yeah, I kind of got her when I was in my grieving stage, and she really did. She was my comfort, my she brought me out of that, not a depression, because I don't want to put that out there that I was depressed, because I wasn't, and people suffer from that kind of thing every day. I wasn't depressed, but I was down. I was really down, very anxious. So yeah, she helped me, and she's kind of been my rock really, even though she's a little puppy. She brought me out. So yeah. And do I have kids? If some of you have seen any of our vlogs, we do have kids. We have Leo, who is 4, he'll be 5 later this year, and we have Enya, who's going to be 3 in a couple of months. I can't believe how fast they've both grown so much. Leo's going to school in September, it's crazy. But yeah, Enya's going to be 3 in July. So yeah, we've got those 2 and they're so cute, and if you want to check them out you can go and see their Q&As, which they did part of Vida. So yeah, go and check them out. They're doing a little Q&A of get to know us type of thing, and it's just to show a little bit of their personalities really, just little hot questions where they answer whatever came out of their mouths first. So yeah, check those out. My biggest accomplishment apart from raising my children is probably my degree. I never ever thought I would get a degree. I never thought I was clever enough, never thought I was good enough, but everybody in my family always believed in me that I was clever, and I don't necessarily mean I'm super clever or anything. I didn't get top marks in my degree, but I did get a degree, and I'm really happy with that. And yeah, and I don't think anybody other than myself in my family has got a degree. So yeah, really proud of it. Although, you know, I've not used it in any way as a career since I got it, because forensics jobs have all been privatised since then. Yeah, but I'm really proud of it, and I've got it, and I can say I did it, and you know, something I've completed and accomplished. My eye colour is brown, and if you can see, it's like a weird hazel. I always call it hazel. You probably can't see it with the lighting on here, but it is like a hazely brown. Sometimes it looks quite greeny depending on the light, but yeah, it is like a hazel brown rather than a dark brown like Ian's. A favourite ice cream flavour, Chunky Monkey by Ben & Jerry. We can't get it here now, although they just brought a dairy-free version out, so I'm going to try that, but I don't know how well it's going to taste. But I love Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey banana ice cream with walnuts and chocolate chunks. You can get it in like the cinemas in the Odeon, where they have the little Ben & Jerry's bar, ice cream bar, but you can't get the tubs in the supermarkets anymore. So I am going to try the dairy-free one they've just bought out in the UK, but when we go to America we always get it from Ben & Jerry's shop or from a supermarket or something. So yeah, love that. Star sign, I am a Leo, the same as my daughter. She's also a Leo. She was born the day after me, and we are both quite fiery tempered. She's quite outgoing, she's quite confident and outgoing, and she wants to be the centre of attention, whereas I'm not like that at all. I'm not really a typical Leo. I can be loud, but I don't want to be the centre of attention. I don't want to be the look at me type of person. I'm not that kind of person. I'm quite shy, I'm quite reserved. I don't really let people in until they really get to know me. So yeah, I'm not really a typical Leo, but that's my sign. Tattoos. Do I have any tattoos? I do have a tattoo. I have this one. It is a little dragonfly. I had it done in Orlando. I don't know what it is. I just love dragonflies, and we don't really get many of them here. But I love them. I mean, there's loads in Orlando. So I love my little dragonfly. It's cute. What technology couldn't I live without? My phone. Because it's literally glued to my hand 24/7. I open my eyes and I wake up and my phone's in my hand. So yeah, definitely my phone. What was my first job? My first job was a trainee hairdresser. As I said, I was a hairdresser for years and years. So yeah, my first job was a trainee hairdresser, where I literally brushed up, made coffee, made tea and washed hair. So yeah. What's left the most impact on my life? Well, you're probably gonna guess, is losing my parents. I don't really want to go into it too much because I will get emotional. This year it will be 18 years since my mum passed away. I was 24, and my dad has been gone for 6 years this year. So yeah, they both passed away from cancer, so it was long battles with both of them. It was hard for me to watch them go through that, more so with my dad because I was there with him. With my mum, she kind of kept it private. She didn't want to put it on me, if you like. She always kept me safe from it, you know what I mean, like a mum would. But I think hers hit me harder because she kept it from me, whereas with my dad I was a little bit more prepared. But with both of them, it sort of knocked me off my feet both times. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I don't think you will ever get over losing your parents. So yeah. Favourite musician, Michael Jackson. I was obsessed with Michael Jackson when I was young, like to the point where I was like covering my walls. I was stalkerish. I was crying when I was watching him on TV. I was literally obsessed. But I think you got like that in the 80s. I think that was a kind of thing then where you did have these idols, and they were idols, and he was a pop legend, you can't deny that. And his music is still amazing now, and he was, for me, the best musician ever. So yeah. Right, role model. Probably my mum. She was the kindest, most generous, most selfless person I've ever met. Anyone that's ever known her or knew of her all said the same thing. She literally lived for everybody else. She never did a selfish thing in her life. She worked day and night. She was up at stupid o'clock in the morning, and she didn't go to bed until she dropped. She would do anything for anybody, and she was kind of like, I think of her in a way of being like saintly. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about her. I feel like she was the best role model anyone could ever want, anyone could ever have. And you know, she's my role model for being a mum. I always try to live up to her standards of what she would have done. So yeah, that was my mum. My first celebrity crush. Oh, probably, celebrity crush. Probably Bros, the band in the 80s. Probably Bros, yeah. Or the actor Rob Lowe. It was probably one of them two. Bros, I liked Luke Goss. So yeah, he was one of them, and then the other one was, like I say, Rob Lowe. I I don't know which one came first, I can't remember because it was a long time ago, but it'd be one of those two. And Roblo's still got it now. My favourite actor, Will Smith. I think Will Smith is a really good actor. I think he can turn his hand to all different kinds of roles. I think he's adapted himself so well with, like, from the Fresh Prince right the way through to like After Earth and the new one that he's done on Netflix, Bright. I haven't seen that yet, but yeah, I think he's just an actor that kind of can do anything really. So yeah, probably Will Smith. Yeah. Favourite actress, I love Sarah Jessica Parker. I was obsessed with Sex and the City and I love anything that she's in. So yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. Have I ever broke a bone? Nope. Nope, never broke a bone. Hopefully never will, touch wood. Yeah. First app I check every morning is my email, followed closely by Facebook or Instagram. But yeah, my email's usually my first point of call, just to see if I've had any business emails or anything like that, because we run our own business. So usually checking the emails and just seeing if anything's come through. And we're trying to sell our house at the moment as well, so checking on those estate agent emails and things. So yeah. My hobbies. I don't really have hobbies as such. I like movies. I'm a really big movie buff, TV buff. I used to be obsessed with movies. I worked in a video store for a long time. But yeah, I love movies, love TV shows. I also love reading. I like cross-stitching. I know it's old-fashioned, but I like cross-stitching. I am trying to learn to knit properly. I can knit sort of just a basic scarf type thing, but I am trying to learn to knit, and I'm hoping to learn to sew. I can do basic stitching and cross-stitching, but I can't do like making clothes or anything, so I would like to learn that. And photography, I do like taking pictures with my SLR camera, like really nice portrait type pictures. So yeah, those are my hobbies, if you like. Don't really have much hobbies, but yeah, those are my hobbies. What do I do for work? We run our own business. I've kind of taken a step back more so from the business since having the kids. Ian does most of it now. He sort of runs it and does all the work bit of it. All I kind of do is the admin side of it, the financial side of it. I'll do the books, I will do emails, I will do bookings, I will do getting back to people, I'll do all the tallying up of monies and things like that, banking, things like that. So I deal with all that kind of side of it since I've had the kids. So that's mainly what I do, is just it's kind of a secretarial slash admin slash managerial role, rather than anything physical hands-on. I don't really do any of that anymore. So yeah. What would I consider being unforgivable? Hurting my kids. Do or say what you want to me. Do or say what you want to Ian. Do or say what you want to half my family. Do not come for my kids. You hurt my kids, that's unforgivable in my eyes. My kids are innocent. They're little children. They've never done anything wrong to anybody, and I will protect them like a mama bear would. So yeah, hurt my kids, and yeah, you know, hands are washed. And one thing I wish I knew when I was a kid, one thing I wish I'd have known when I was a kid would have been that I wasn't going to have my parents forever. I know as a kid you don't think about that kind of thing, and it's not something that kids should be thinking about. But I think more so my teenage years, I wish I'd have known that I wouldn't have had my mum for much longer, because I was out probably from the age of like 15ish. I was out most nights with my friends, probably till I was about 21, 22, and I kind of settled down a little bit. But yeah, and then I only had literally a couple of years with my mum, and then she was gone. And that, you know, I was 22 when she was diagnosed with cancer, so she was sick for those last few years anyway. So yeah, I think I'd have wished I'd known then, and I'd spent every waking minute that I could have done with my mum and my dad. To be fair, I didn't spend a lot of time with my dad because my dad worked 7 days a week, 12-hour days, so I didn't spend a lot of time with my dad as a child because he was always working. But my mum, I kind of wish I'd have known. I wish I'd have appreciated her more. I wish I'd have done more with her. I wish I'd have done more for her. And I wish, you know, I wish I'd have spent every waking second with her, because that's what I would wish for now. That is my get to know us questions. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just a little bit of more of an insight into me. If there's any questions that I haven't answered that you want answering, anything you would like to know, don't hesitate to ask, because I will. Unless it's something really super personal, I will of course answer any questions. And if you leave enough questions, I might do another one of these videos, and if it's only a few, I'll just answer them on the comments. But yeah, I hope you've liked this video. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to smash that bell button so you get notified when I upload a new video. Please do check out all our other videos and our vlogs with the family. There's going to be lots more videos added for video/vlogging every day in April, so don't forget to check all those other videos out, and I'll be back with you next time for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.